Hi, my name is Amanda, and I'm the Financial Aid Compliance Manager at Pace University. I'm here to speak with you about FAFSA verification. You filed your FAFSA, and you now realize you've been selected for a process called verification. You will receive an email from Pace University's Financial Aid Office notifying you that you are selected for this process and that your aid is not finalized until all required documents have been submitted and a financial aid administrator has reviewed and completed the verification process. You may be selected by the Department of Education or Pace University, but in each case, we must follow the same federal guidelines and confirm the information on the FAFSA is correct. Approximately 30% of all FAFSAs are selected for verification, and the reason for selection may vary. The information on the selected FAFSA may be incomplete, inconsistent, or appear discrepant. Or the FAFSA may simply be selected randomly. But the main reason for verification is to make sure the information on your FAFSA is correct. It's an accuracy check. Don't worry about being selected. It doesn't mean you did something wrong, but it does mean you have work to do. It's important to submit all required documentation promptly, since the FAFSA will not be reviewed until everything has been submitted. It's not uncommon to have to submit additional documentation after the first review. That is why we encourage all students to begin the process early. Pace University has a priority deadline, which is April 1st for the fall semester. And by submitting all documents by that date, you will ensure that your financial aid will be available to pay your bill in August. The sooner we are able to verify your information, the sooner we can finalize your financial aid. To begin the process, visit your MyPace portal to determine what is needed. In some cases, the requirements vary, but in all cases, you will need to provide a verification worksheet, which collects information on your family's household size, the number of family members in college, income earnings, and/or tax filing status. In some cases, we may need your high school diploma and a statement signed in person. If the student or the student's parents filed a tax return, we encourage them to use the FAFSA IRS data retrieval tool, also known as the DRT. The DRT allows students and parents who filed a U.S. tax return with the IRS to access their IRS tax return and transfer the data directly into their FAFSA form. This ensures there are no data entry errors. There are a few situations where you or your parent can't use the DRT, such as if a parent's filed their taxes separately or if you were married after your FAFSA was filed. The verification worksheet will help us determine what documents are needed. It must be accurate and completely filled in. The form needs to be signed by you, the student, as well as your parent if you're a dependent student. We must collect income information for the student and their parent if they are a dependent student. If a tax return was filed, we must collect a copy of the tax filer's signed 1040 tax return with Schedules 1, 2, or 3 if they were filed, or an IRS tax return transcript, which is a summary of your processed tax return, or the DRT must be used on the FAFSA. If the student or the parent worked but did not file, we must collect the W-2 or any equivalent earning statement. If a parent or an independent student did not file a tax return, they will need to submit an IRS non-filing letter. We hope this helps explain the verification process. If you have questions, you can always reach out to the Financial Aid Office. Thanks for listening, and we look forward to seeing you on campus.